Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Rahawa Kakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect that is also planning in his work, giving diligence to make your call and election sure, in all faith, truth, and also in sincerity and charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Deliverance from the Noise of Archers, in which also known as the noisome pestilence that the scriptures speak about, that is to come upon this place, America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures. And the ones who are to be delivered from the noise of archers, which is also known as the noisome pestilence, is going to be the elect of the nation of Israel, and also along with the a certain number out of the nation of Israel, which is 1/3 of the nation of Israel, and 2/3 of Israel is going to be left here on the soils of America to face the judgment, which is going to come by way of the ICBM thermonuclear missiles. Because when the scriptures speak about the archers, arrows, bows, to be shot off to destroy Babylon, he's talking about the ICBM thermonuclear missiles being shot from one end of the earth, which is on the other part of the world, the eastern part of the world, to this part of the world, which is the western part. That's why scriptures speak about the missiles or the arrows being shot from one end of heaven to the other. Because you have one end of heaven, which is on the eastern part, and then you have another end of heaven, which is the western part. So it's going to be shot from one part of the world to the next. And like I said before, being delivered from the noise and pestilence and the noise of archers, the only way to do that is to not only come back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite is not enough. But you gotta walk this walk, man. All right, because you got guys that's talking the talk, saying that they're Hebrew Israelites. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, I know my nationality, but you're not doing the works. It's one thing to say, to claim your nationality. That's all good and fine. But if the work is not being done, if your works don't show for it, then really, these guys that call themselves Hebrew Israelites, they really don't believe. Because if they believed, then they will actually be into it. The customs of our forefathers, and to also following up with those customs, with going out on the highways and byways and teaching. All right. Another reason why scriptures say, freely have you received, freely give. How's it going to be done if somebody takes this word and learn of it, and just keep it to themselves, man? Because it's one thing or another. Is either a person that coming to this truth is either they don't understand, they can pick up, their nationality, being a Hebrew Israelite, that's really a light thing, but when it comes to the deep things of the scriptures, they can't understand it. All right, so it's either one or the other. Either they don't understand the prophecies of the Bible, they don't understand the deep mysteries of the Bible, or they can understand it, they do understand it, and they're not taking that and using it and teaching others, teaching other members of the hopeful elect. Because that's really what we're here for. We're here to gather the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, that's the reason why we're here. That's the reason why we teach, so we can feed the elect, nurture them to the point to where they can also teach others, and then be able to find more members of the Hope elect. You know, it's a process, and the guys that is not doing this is hampering the process. You know, just like I got this picture in front of me right now about the building of the ark. You know, this ark that was being built by Noah, you know, it was through faith, because in those days it didn't rain. You know, they didn't believe that it was gonna rain in those days, man. They didn't believe because it never happened before. So just like today, you know, we got the people, they're seeing the ark being built. They're seeing the house of David being built up and the breaches being closed up. The elect is coming together on one accord, having one mind, in which the foundation being Yahweh Shai, who these people in call Jesus. They see the building, right? And we're telling them that the rain is coming. All right, and that rain is gonna be those thermonuclear missiles, man. Just like back then, they didn't believe it was gonna rain in those days. They didn't believe it was gonna rain for 40 days and 40 nights, like Noah said. But just like today, they don't believe it's going to be a thermonuclear missiles to be shot over in this part of the world. All right. So that same generation that didn't believe Noah back then, that same generation is back today, man. You know, they don't believe that it's going to be should I say the new rain, all right, which is not going to be of water this time, but it's going to be a fire. Because scriptures speak about Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed with fire and brimstone. In which, guess what? America's going to go out in the same fashion, by fire and brimstone. All right? That same the destruction that destroyed the whole entire planet Earth is going to make a comeback. Because it's going to be a cleansing of the earth by way of fire. And the thermonuclear missiles, the ICBM, is going to be the instruments of the Lord's indignation against this place and against this kingdom, which Esau, the so-called white man, is residing over. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the scriptures. Not to go on too much longer. It's the book of Judges, the 5th chapter, and the 11th verse. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of archers, in the place of drawing waters," in which this is the place of drawing waters. When you have an occupation of drawing water, that's really a servant-like task to draw water. So the place of drawing waters would be here in America, which is spiritually known as Egypt, and also spiritually known as Sodom. All right, pursuing the book of Revelations, because we're here to we're still in captivity under the rulership of Esau, the so-called white man. We're slaves under another name. You know, this slavery is for us to be subject to payments in order to survive. You know, so like I said before, this is just nothing but slavery under another name, man. All right. Now, the noise of archers, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, speaking about the thermonuclear missiles, right? Because the thermonuclear missiles, once again, is going to be shot over to this part of the world, America, and America is going to be completely decimated with thermonuclear fire. And it says, there they shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai go down to the gates. See? So those righteous acts that we're rehearsing, it's us teaching, doing this work, and also that pertains to the high holy days, the Sabbaths, those are the tools for our deliverance. You know, those are the things that's what builds up the house of David, which builds up this the ark that's being built, which like I said before, the head of the house, the head of the ark is Yahushai, because you know, it actually goes deeper than that, but you know, that'll be another video for another topic, because Yahushai is that ark to come to basically get us out of this destruction. You know, because what Noah did back then was spiritual. You know, it did happen, right? But that whole act and that whole event that went down concerning the destruction of the planet Earth by way of water, all that was spiritual. All right, because that was a prelude to what's to come now in this time. All right, and an example of what happens when you wholly give yourself over to wickedness and not align yourself with righteousness, the righteousness of our Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So I'm gonna grab another precept. Pertains on the Noah. Slacky. This book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. It says, by faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. See? Because like I mentioned before, you know, the people don't believe that there's going to be a thermonuclear destruction of America and other parts of the world. You know, even though we've been prophesying about it and it's right in front of our faces that these other nations have been perfecting their thermonuclear missile capability, the ICBM missile capabilities, but yet the people still don't see it. They don't see America going down, because that's why this place is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. The reason why it's called the virgin daughter of Babylon, because it's never been touched by any major war. All right, but in this next coming war, which is World War III, America's gonna get touched on all sides, man. All right, this harlot Babylon is gonna be ravished. All right, it's gonna be ravished by these other nations by way of thermonuclear destruction. Every nation is gonna choke out this whore Babylon, man. All right. Now, I want to go from there. The book of 2 Peter. Let's see. In 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, in the 5th verse, it says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. All right, because with Noah, you know, Noah was in his family was just a small number out of the whole entire planet Earth. You know, because when the Lord destroyed his world by the flood of water, you know, he destroyed animals. You know, he also destroyed the people. So everything that's here on the planet Earth, every creeping thing that was here on the planet Earth, or should I say almost every creeping thing on the planet Earth, was destroyed, because only Noah and his family was delivered out of that. All right. And like it says right here, because the Most High did not spare the old world, just like he's not going to spare this new world, the so-called new world, you know, because really this when Christopher Columbus came over, because that's how Esau started to establish this place as being America, because it started with Christopher Columbus when he came over here. You know, he really condemned, these Edomites condemned themselves when they called this place the New World. Because guess what? This new world is going to be destroyed by the same destruction, but it's not going to be by water this time. It's going to be by fire. All right. Now, it's like I'm gonna grab one more precept. Book of Isaiah, the 26th chapter and 20th verse. It says, "Come, my people," and who's the Lord's people? Israel. All right, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, in which, like I mentioned before, only a certain number is going to come out of the nation of Israel that's going to be delivered. So it says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee." All right, which is synonymous with the doors being shut, which is when our salvation comes, was going to be by what these people call so-called UFOs, which are really the chariots of our Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. That's when the doors are going to be shut, man. All right. It says, "Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment," because this place is going to be taken out in an hour, man. It's going to take 1 hour for this place to be completely decimated by nuclear fire. All right. It says, "Until the indignation be overpassed." See? Because it's the indignation of our Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai that's going to take this place out, and the weapons of his indignation is going to be once again the thermonuclear missiles. All right. So just like I mentioned before about the ark being built, that's happening again today. And when our Lord returns to gather his elect from the four winds of heaven, that's when the doors are going to be shut. And you're going to have people that's going to be knocking on that door, asking the Lord to open up to them and to deliver them. But guess what he's going to tell them? All right, let me get it real quick. See, it's like I'm trying to get the right one. I know it's Luke, but I think I want to get the one in Matthew's. Yeah, Matthew's the 25th chapter, and Slacky. Yeah, I think I get the book in the one in the book of Luke. So Luke the 13th chapter, and the start of the 25th verse says, "When once the master of the house is risen up," talking about Yahushua, "and hath shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not whence ye are." In other words, he's saying, look, I don't know you. All right. It says, "Then shall ye begin to say, We have eaten and drunk in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not whence ye are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity." All right. Now it says, "There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of the Most High, and ye yourselves thrust out." Man, that's oof. Let me read that again. It said, "There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of the Most High." All right, that's the kingdom of heaven that's to be established. "And ye yourselves thrust out." All right, the ones that work iniquity are going to be thrown out. All right. So when they see this, going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man, that's going to be literal. All right. Why is that, man? Because when that thermonuclear wind, hits them, they're going to be reduced to ashes. But they're not going to die right then and there, man. They're going to catch on fire, right? And they're going to dissolve right before the presence of the angels, and in the presence of Yahweh Shai, and in the presence of the elect. All right. They're going to